So how exactly does a country build an economy that's actually future-proofed? Today, we're going to dive into Oman's strategy, and it is fascinating. And here's a hint. It has almost nothing to do with what you dig out of the ground. So let me start by asking you a question. Seriously, think about it for a second. Forget about oil fields or gold reserves or even strategic location. What is the single most valuable asset any country really has?
The answer? Well, it's actually pretty simple, but also incredibly powerful. It's the people. Their ingenuity, their drive, their skills, and this one core belief, it's the absolute bedrock of Oman's entire plan for economic transformation.
Now, this isn't just some feel-good slogan, right? This is a real national blueprint. Oman's human capital vision is a detailed plan to build a digital economy with its people placed right at the very center.
I absolutely love this metaphor. Just think about it. All the roads, all the investment funds, all the friendly tax laws, that stuff is essential for sure. But it's just the scaffolding. It supports the building, but it doesn't create it. The real builders, the ones actually creating value, that's the skilled workforce.
And the goal they're building towards is, well, it's huge. Oman is aiming for the digital economy to make up a full 10% of its entire GDP by the year 2040. And they know there is absolutely no way they can hit that number without a world-class workforce that just gets digital.
Which, of course, leads to the big question, how on earth do you create that kind of workforce and at scale? Well, Oman's answer is a massive national program called the Makeen initiative.
So, Makeen kicked off back in 2022, and it's this huge, laser-focused effort. The mission is crystal clear. Find young Omanis and arm them with the exact skills that companies all over the world are desperately trying to hire for.
And listen, we're not talking about basic computer classes here. The program is targeting the really high-value fields that are going to define the next decade. We're talking artificial intelligence, big data, complex programming. The goal is to create a generation of creators, not just consumers. Okay, so get this. The initial goal was ambitious. Train 10,000 people by 2025. But the response from the public? It was staggering. More than 25,000 people applied. That tells you everything you need to know. This isn't some top-down push. This is a response to a massive, grassroots hunger for these skills.
And the results? They really do speak for themselves. They're already well on their way, with over 8,000 people having completed the training. But here's the kicker, and this is the most important part. Training is one thing, but a job is another. The fact that over 60% of graduates are getting hired proves the skills they're teaching are exactly what the market is crying out for.
And believe me, this kind of focused effort is getting noticed on the world stage. According to the 2023 Startup Genome Report, Oman is now ranked as a top 10 destination in the entire Middle East and North Africa region for attracting talent. The strategy is paying off, big time. So, okay, having a growing pool of skilled workers is a fantastic start. But the ultimate test is whether that talent can actually create commercial value. Can this huge investment in people translate into real, successful businesses?
Let's look at a perfect case study, a company called SafaQat. This is a homegrown Omani tech company, and it basically serves as the poster child for this entire strategy working in the real world.
So what do? Well, in a nutshell, they use AI to completely streamline how businesses buy things from each other. They take those old-school, paper-based tender processes, digitize the whole shebang, and then use smart AI to perfectly match buyers with suppliers. This is exactly the kind of high-value service a modern digital economy is built on. And here's where you see that whole ecosystem start firing on all cylinders. SafaQat isn't just a good idea, it's a validated business. They've successfully raised money from major investors, including, get this, the government's own future fund. The system is literally investing in its own success stories.
And this brings us right back to the core idea. The investment in skills through programs like Makeen is directly leading to the creation of companies like SafaQat. And those companies, in turn, are creating high-value jobs for more skilled Omanis. It is a powerful, self-reinforcing cycle.
But, building up the skills and even the companies is only part of the equation. The final, and maybe the most challenging piece of the puzzle, is culture. We're talking about shifting an entire nation's mindset. So the challenge is pretty clear. For a long time, the traditional, safe path was seen as getting a secure job in the public sector. The new path, the digital economy path, requires a totally different mindset. one that embraces the risk and uncertainty of entrepreneurship. Fostering that spirit is the next great task. So how do you actually build a culture of risk-taking? Well, Oman is focusing on 3 main pillars. First, make entrepreneurial education available to everyone. Second, keep pouring money into research and development to fuel new ideas. And third, expand access to funding for small and medium-sized businesses all across the country. And that, right there, is the ultimate goal. When you put it all together, the skills, the companies, and the culture, you get something truly powerful. You get a self-sustaining ecosystem that doesn't rely on finite resources from the ground, but on the infinite potential of its people.
Which really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? Oman's story provides a powerful blueprint, and it really makes you wonder, if human talent truly is the most valuable resource of the 21st century, if it's the new oil, how seriously is the rest of the world really investing in its own people?